Hi guys, so today I'm going to be filming a video on my experience in South Africa. I studied abroad there when I was in college, which was many moons ago, and I went there for just a month, but it was amazing. And it was January. It was a winter session class. I was studying English. I forget the name of the class because again it was like 3 years summer over there, and it was phenomenal. I can't even describe it. It was like magic. It was pure magic. It was like coming home. I felt right at ease the minute we landed. I woke up every single morning at like 7:15 a.m. like by myself. It was insane how well my body adapted to it, and I just love the people. I love the culture. I loved every single thing about a place. The air, like it was just amazing. So the first thing I'm gonna really touch on is I guess the food. I did write a few notes, but to jump into food kind of doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna just talk about how I got there. I was traveling with like, I think there was 12 or 13 of us in total. We're all staying at the University of Cape Town together, which is in Rondebosch. I live in New York, so I had to take a plane from JFK to Johannesburg, and that was a 15-hour flight. Then when we landed in Johannesburg, our group kind of congregated together because we'd seen each other once or twice before, so it's like, hey, what's up? And after a 15-hour flight, and it was kind of overnight, and I had gotten no sleep, I was like the crankiest human being, so I kind of stayed apart from everyone else, which is so terrible. But I was off to the side in Johannesburg. I got some food, and then we got on to another flight going to Cape Town. And I think this was a 2-hour flight. It was a lot shorter. Couldn't have been more than 2 hours, 3 tops, but it was a really quick flight, and it was just beautiful when you're flying in and you just see those mountains and the beach and just the coastline. It was just so overwhelmingly beautiful. So then we met up at the airport. Our professors came to pick us up because they had arrived earlier, and then we all went to the University of Cape Town. We took a van over there, and then we got our room assignments, and some people were like, oh, let's explore the campus, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna explore my bed because I've been up for 18 hours. In South Africa, it's a 7-hour difference, and it was summertime, so yeah, whenever family would call, it'd be like 2 a.m. over there, or it'd be super late over here, so it was always really awkward trying to get in touch with people. The currency in South Africa is the rand, R-A-N-D. Let me grab one. 1 second, please. So here it is. This is what it looks like. This is only 10 rand, and it has a little rhino on it. I love South African money. All right, this video disclaimer, I love South Africa. It was an awesome time, so I'm pretty much gonna say that like every other sentence. Yeah. $1 is the equivalent to 11 rand and 50 cents. I think it's cents and 50 cents. So yeah, you're not getting really far. And just to kind of put it in a way you understand, like 7 rand will get you a Coke, or 8 rand will get you a bottle of water. So it's not like that huge of a difference. I went there, it was 13 rand per dollar, so it was a little bit better. American dollar, man, it's been struggling. Okay, the official language is English. I looked it up online on Wikipedia, and then also what I experienced over there. Then there's Afrikaans, which is like a weird combination of Dutch and some other mix. And then there's also Zulu, and I don't want to butcher it, that language you hear with a lot of clicks in it, and it's so bad. I used to know how to say a few words, and I totally forgot everything. Everyone pretty much spoke English over there. Afrikaans, I did hear it a few times, and then Xhosa, it's spelled X-H-O-S-A. I did hear several women like that were at school speaking it and stuff like that, so I got to hear like firsthand what it sounded like. The way we got around in South Africa was taking the train. We took the train, and we took a lot of cabs because we were tourists and we didn't know what to expect. Summer in South Africa is kind of like summer New York. except a little less humid. It was pretty humid, but it wasn't like to the point where it was horrible, like your hair was gonna be crazy all the time. And it wasn't super dry either. Like it was gorgeous. It was just perfect. And the sun was always blazing. So sunscreen was my best friend. And I still burned. Everyone on that trip, regardless of what color you were, every single person burned. People burned that didn't think they were gonna burn ever in their lives. And that was funny. I'm terrible. In South Africa, a lot of it was very green and like colorful, very color oriented. We had a lot of fresh salads, wraps, smoothies, kind of like that kind of food. It had a San Diego like laid back beach town vibe, and a lot of the food reflected that. So it was very healthy. A lot of wraps, a lot of things like that. We did eat pasta, burgers, like kind of like not American food, but like that kind of food. I did try an ostrich burger. Which now that I think back, I'm like, what was I thinking? Oh my gosh, it was interesting. I just had to do it because I was there. It was very chewy, actually, in consistency, and just thinking back on it, it's so gross. But it was like swathed in the sauce, so it was very, very heavy, and I don't know what made me do it. It did not taste like chicken though. I can tell you that much. That was not chicken what I was eating. It did also have like, I think the last day we were there, we had like antelope or something, or wildebeest was on the menu. Caribou, maybe it was caribou. Yeah, I think we might have eaten that. I tried a few things that I'm not proud of. Okay, don't judge me. We all chipped in and bought a refrigerator together, and we kept it in somebody's room, and he was nice enough to leave the key out so we can all kind of get in and get our stuff. So we just went to the grocery store and we would just shop for things and keep it in that refrigerator. So yep, that's what we did, which was really smart in retrospect because we saved some cash that way. I didn't really wear makeup around this time. Back then, I didn't do this whole contour, highlighting, concealing situation. Like if I saw some dark spots, that's what I would cover it, put some chapstick on, and go about my day. So it's pretty much what I did over there. I did have the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer. That was my favorite. I hadn't purchased it at this point, so I had two samples from Sephora, one in fawn and one in like tawny or something like that. I forgot my color, but that's what I used pretty much the entire time, the tinted moisturizer. Chapstick, Burt's Bees chapstick and pomegranate for a little bit of color because it is kind of tinted. I think I did like, I brought a brow powder from Elizabeth Arden to fill in my brows every now and then. But that's it. Yeah. He did play a lot of American music, like a lot of Rihanna stuff and John Legend that was popular during that time. That got played a lot, which I was super surprised at. One of the songs that really stayed with me, I'm gonna list all the music down below also, was Liquid Deep. The song is Fairy Tale. That's a song that's like really special to me. We heard it on a cab ride over there, and it was awesome. It was so nice. Like you just had the wind blowing and that song playing, and it was just really cool. Another song from there that time was Free Nelson Mandela by The Specials, and it's pretty much calling to liberate Nelson Mandela. He had been incarcerated for 21 years at this point when the song came out. He was incarcerated for a total of 27 years. And yeah, it was just a song calling for the freedom of their soon-to-be leader. So that's a song that's very special. We learned about it in class, and I heard it and I loved it, and I still jam out to it every now and then. I'll just start screaming at home, Free Nelson Mandela, at the top of my lungs. So yeah, thanks for that, South Africa. Something really beautiful about South Africa were the people. I have traveled to a lot of different places, but I've never been so welcomed, so welcoming. Like I don't have any other way of describing it except very, very welcoming. No one was pretentious or snooty or try to seem like they were better than you or anything like that, even if they were a lot better than you. Because I met people that were striving, working on their PhDs, or people that had already had them, and they have every right to be super snooty or kind of condescending. None of that. Like it was just not there at all. And I can't speak for all of South Africa obviously, but this was just my experience over there, and everyone that I came into contact with was phenomenal. We had kind of like a guide. Her name was Arlene, and she had lived through the apartheid, and she kind of shared her experience with us, and it was extremely emotional. She started tearing up, we started tearing up. We just, one thing to read about it in a classroom, and it's another thing to actually go to that country and speak to survivors, because that's what they are. They survived this horrible period in history. And I'll never forget her. Like I'm getting so emotional right now. So Professor Nick Shepard, who was a professor there at South Africa, he taught I think like the first 3 days were kind of an introduction, course, and he led it. Our professor was Jason. Cool. It was his first time teaching a summer class, so he kind of didn't know what to expect. We kind of didn't know what to expect, and it was very, very funny. I had a very, very funny story for you. Before we went there, we were given a syllabus of books to purchase. Okay, cool. I don't know what happened with me. I was all over the place. I don't know what was going on. I was doing my so much. I completely blanked, and I only bought one of the books on the syllabus. There were 6 or 5 in total, which is an insane amount for a summer class. The books that was on the syllabus was this bad boy right here. It is A Long Walk to Freedom, the autobiography of Nelson Mandela, and if you have a year to spare, highly recommend. This is how many pages? It's not that bad, actually. It's 600 something pages. Okay, it's not terrible. I think when I bought it, I was just like horrified, like, oh my god, why is it so huge? And I thought, okay, so this has to be the only book, right? Because we can do a whole entire like 6 or 5 month class on this book alone, right? No, there's more. There were 3 other books on there that I had not even purchased. And I got to South Africa, and he was going over the books, and I was just like freaking out in class. I was like, oh my god, this is the only book I brought. There was this goat, and it is by Ant G. Krog. I am not pronouncing that correctly at all. It's by 3 different South African professors, lecturers, a journalist, a poet. Pretty much, it's like a collection of short stories, and we have these nice little pictures in there. Aww, look what's inside. This is so cute. It has 170 Rand. That's how much this bad boy cost. Well, this is Disgrace, and this is by J.M. Coetzee. We read, we were supposed to read Boyhood for his class. I don't believe I read it. I didn't get the book in time. But, yeah. This one I got in Chicago, though. So this was pretty good. It's a pretty good novel. I don't recommend it if you're into happy, sunshine, rainbows type of novels, because this is not it. Once class was over, which was really quickly actually, it was only like a 2-3 hour class at most, and we had the rest of our day off, we would hit the beach. We would explore so much, and the beaches that we went to that I highly recommend are Danger Beach, which sounds awful, but it was actually quite beautiful. It had a man-made like sea water pool. It was made out of rock, like the barriers or whatever. The walls were made out of rock, and it was so beautiful. And
the beach. I will start speaking also with them. This is what they do. Unfortunately, I am not speaking. You're terrible.
Muizenberg Beach, we went there twice. I actually learned to surf in South Africa. Learned to belly flop with a surfboard next to me in South Africa. And that's where we did it, Muizenberg Beach. It was recommended by one of our professors to one of our friends, one of my classmates, who was really into surfing, so that was cool.
Look at Mike. Yeah. Oh my god. Natalie's like, I give up. Oh, that big wave. I want to see Mike ride waves. Yeah, me too.
Beautiful. The only thing about the beaches over there is that there are shark watchers spread out, and there are flags on the beach, and they'll raise certain flags, and a certain color means that there was a shark sighting, and another color means don't go in the water, there are sharks around, it's not safe. That might put you off a little bit towards swimming, but besides that, we never saw a shark. We did go one time, and there was like the warning was up that there was a shark spotted in the area, and we're like, we'll be all right. We kind of just went in anyway, which in retrospect, again, I was very young. We also went to Chalks Bay, which which people say is like exactly like San Diego. And we went at nighttime, unfortunately, so I couldn't really see. It's also compared to like Miami Beach at night because it has like a crazy party scene, which also I kind of saw from far away, and I'm like, South Africa has so much better to offer than this. So it was nice and it was fun, and I'm glad we went. We had dinner. It was really cute, but it wasn't really my scene. It's South Africa, so there's a prevalence of great white sharks in that area. We did go cage diving, which again, retrospect coming in, what was I thinking? And we had breakfast over there, which was really nice. It was included. And then we were kind of signing off all these forms about where to send our dead bodies to, just in case that happened. That was swell. Breakfast didn't sit so well after that. They weren't that big, thank God. I think the biggest one was like 4 feet or 5 feet long, which wasn't too crazy. I mean, they do have 8 feet and 9 feet great white sharks, and no, I'm not trying to see that. I only went down once. It's like this cage attached to the side of the boat, and you kind of hop in with a weight vest, like a weighted vest to bring you down, and you have a wetsuit on. So we went down, and it kind of held us down. We had little goggles on as well so we can see clearly, and I went down for the first time, and the shark looked right into my eye at me, and I freaked out because all you see is pure pitch black. Like, they have no pupils. Maybe they do, I don't know. It's just pure black all around, and it's kind of just like swimming around like this, just kind of staring at me like it's going to eat me. And then after that I didn't go back in. And I'm glad I didn't, because the second time around, like, it shook the cage and it was like attacking the cage, and I don't know, I probably would have peed myself.
What are you doing?
Alright guys,
Natural, apparently.
what are we doing today?
We're going on safari! Woo!
Is everyone excited?
On safari.
Putting on some bug spray.
Putting on bug spray. Those for shows.
We're excited for the safari.
A faux show.
I might want it after.
Taking a video.
Unfortunately, the youngsters is last.
Oh, I thought you were getting out, and I was like,
Oh, no, I'm not ready to commit suicide yet. Just checking if I don't see the others. I don't like lions stalking me from behind. That's cool. See that big one standing up?
Wow.
That is Savannah. That's I named her Savannah.
oh,
The biggest
get
fat.
out of here.
Whoa.
They don't get that mean, they're coming for us.
Oh, Dr. Liddell, I hope you're getting this.
I'm like, it's so insane, but I can't stop looking.
Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. You don't actually see this on Aquila. This is something rare to see.
Right here.
I'm just gonna turn us a little bit.
Oh god.
They're like cats and dogs. Well, actually dogs. Especially when you see when a dog actually is, you watch the dog and he actually starts running around trying to dry himself. Rhinos are quite the same. Rolling around the mud, they're quite wet and moist. It's almost like they have a lot of energy. But the incredible thing about him is, say for instance the big one, he died in that certain area. In a second. Why did the elephant cross
The mountain that was right directly outside of my window in my dorm was Devil's Peak. And it is one of the outer croppings of Table Mountain, so it's very, half of our class split up, half of them climbed Lion's Head, and then the other half climbed Table Mountain, and I was in the group that climbed Table Mountain. So I call it a hill just to make fun of them, because It's not a mountain. Like, we were struggling because we were not prepared to hike that mountain. I wasn't prepared, I know that much. We didn't bring enough water, like it was just intense, but I will put in some pictures of our climb. I lost my voice because of the altitude and also because of the stress that I was putting on my body, because obviously I don't climb mountains in my normal life in New York. So that was rough. Again, it took us 4 hours and a half to climb up, and there was a halfway point where you could take a cable car up the rest of the way, and we're like, we made it this far, we're not gonna do it. It was hard. It was such a rewarding feeling. Towards the end I was starting to feel like Frodo in the Ring, like struggling up that mountain. Oh gosh, I'm so dramatic, but it was great. I went with a really good group and we had a blast going up that mountain. We took tons of pictures, and it was honestly one of the most iconic landmarks in South Africa. Everywhere we visited, you can kind of see Table Mountain in a distance. So it has like this presence within South Africa. Hey guys, so those are my thoughts on South Africa. It was a very, very gorgeous country, and I'm really happy I got to spend a month of my time over there.